Good afternoon, it's Dave again. This week I wanted to talk a little about what it's like to be a Trump supporter and live in a family that supports Donald Trump. And as I did kind of research for this, I have friends, and these are real people that I know, and I thought I would pass it on because there's a lot of things that I think you may not really understand about where they're coming from and how they get some of their opinions. So if you're going to criticize and overcome Trumpism, you need to know kind of what they feel and their concerns. So this particular family, I'm going to talk about the mother and father, and then their son and daughter-in-law. Now, the mom and father are the parents of 5 children. Dad, blue collar, hard physical labor job. Mom is disabled and was in insurance. Both son and daughter-in-law have hard physical labor jobs. So they also have a background in conservative Christianity. Now, they don't go to church all the time, so they're more spiritual than religious. So while they believe, they don't attend a lot of church every week, working hours and things like that. So let's talk about mom and dad first. So this is the interesting thing. I always assumed that Fox News was a great big source for these people. And it turns out that that's not true at all. The mother and father tend to listen to the conservative radio shows. And here in the Portland area, that would mean like Lars Larson and not necessarily a national voice, but more local conservative voices. Now, the younger, the son and the daughter-in-law, they don't get their information from there. They may listen to them from time to time, but they don't believe in Fox News. Both the son and the daughter-in-law have told me that they think that the Fox News is the mainstream media and doesn't really offer any opinion that's really any different than the opposite of what the liberal media is putting out. So they get a lot of their information from the web. And I found that very interesting because I really thought, as the champion on television for Trump, that Fox would be a big source for them. But actually, it's not. So here's kind of how they feel about things. So after working for years and getting his body beat to crap, the husband, dad, lost his job, and he changed occupations and he started working for himself. Now, for years and years, he's working his butt off. He makes good money, and he's paying tons and tons of money in taxes, and he resents that. He doesn't ask for handouts from anybody. But when it's time for him to switch over because he's lost his job and now he wants to do something else and he needs some services, So he's working with the unemployment office in order to set up his own business rather than going to work for somebody else. And they're he's trying to get through his job change. But he's not really getting very much support. And it's making him mad because he's been paying taxes all these years, and the people that he thought, were going to help him through unemployment and everything, they're really not much. Well, I can understand that. It's, the employment office is swamped and overwhelmed in a lot of cases. Now, for his wife, the problems that this causes is that they need to be on food stamps. And they need to have some sort of assistance. So he's living now, supporting his 5 kids with, on unemployment and food stamps. Well, now since he's getting his own business, the food stamps are based on a business that's brand new and doesn't have any records. And she's just having this incredible frustration where she's got to submit all this paperwork to the unemployment office and to food stamps so they can get some extra money for the 5 kids while they're trying to survive this job change. And it's just a hassle. It doesn't work for them. It's a nightmare. And all they're talking about is, boy, if I didn't have a job, all I'd have to walk in and fill out the paperwork and boom. And I'm spending 6 to 8 hours a day for 2-3 weeks just trying to get through the food stamp renewal process every 6 months. So they become angry because when they finally ask for help after years and years, they don't really receive it. And it makes them angry that somebody who doesn't have a job just waltzes right in. So for the son, he's working injured. He has a hard physical labor job, and he's got an injury that requires surgery to repair, and he can't really do it. He's getting absolutely screwed by the coronavirus because again, there's nothing there for him. The benefits for the COVID unemployment have run out. Sometimes he works 1 day a week if he's lucky, you know. And before, he was working 4/12s and making overtime every week. So it's a huge problem for him. Now he's going to be forced, you know, to move back in to the parents' house because the rent will be less, because he knows that he's going to have to catch up what he owes his landlord, and he doesn't want to stay there and dig himself deeper and deeper into a hole. There's nothing there for him to pay his rent. So it becomes, why am I paying all of this money in taxes? You know, they make a lot of money per hour, and so they pay a lot of money in Oregon and federal taxes. And they are not seeing any benefits from it. They don't understand the system. They don't understand how it works. They just know that no matter what they do, they can't seem to benefit from that system. And I think you find a lot of people who support Trump also feel this way. They're working injured. They're trying to survive. They worked hard all their lives. And when they go to the government, they're not there for them. So they wanted Trump to shake things up and make things better for their lives. So if you want to bring Trump voters over from voting for Trump into your corner, whether you be another branch of the Republican Party or you be another party entirely, you need to understand what their frustrations are and how it makes them mad because they feel there's a bunch of people getting a free handout. So I think it's up to us to let them know. In a lot of cases, these aren't free handouts, you know. But I can understand their frustration with food stamps. I've worked with that system because I'm zero income, and my mother used them, and I had to sign her up for them back when I was working, and it can be really, really frustrating. And so in a lot of ways, all they're really trying to do is overcome their frustration and make it feel like their hard work actually matters. So when you're courting a Trump supporter, try to keep those things in mind. I know there's going to be some radical weird stuff if you're a liberal that you're just not going to understand. But please think about the core of these people and what they think and what you could do to make their lives better so these systems work for them too. Because then you don't have to worry about them voting for Trump. They vote for someone who answers their needs. All right, well, that's it for this week. You have a great day. Bye now.